Yes lads, so we are out on the bike again. I thought whilst we've got some nice weather, we'll head out, and I actually got a comment on one of my YouTube shorts talking about like what you go through on the Mod 1 and Mod 2. So I thought I'd come out and talk about what you actually do on the Mod 1. Right, so I've made it to my super secret location where I'm going to show you through all the few little bits and bobs that you do during your Mod 1 test. It's basically like your CBT. So you do your controlled stop, slalom, figure of 8, U-turn, all that sort of stuff. And I'm just going to show you a few of them little bits just to help you through the process of doing your Mod 1 test. So it's fairly simple. I'm going to just ride down this road here and do a few little things. I've got no cones or anything, so it's going to be a little bit tricky doing sort of the slalom figure of 8 sort of thing, so I'll try my best with that one, but there ain't no promises that it's going to be in this video. So I'm going to start off with the controlled stop, and then I'm going to go into sort of like a U-turn and then all that sort of stuff. I'll go one thing at a time, and I'll just explain what I'm doing before I do it for each of them. So I'll come back to this spot here, talk you through what I'm doing, go out, do it, come back. So hopefully this video will help you out just a little bit more and boost your confidence just a little bit when it comes to doing your Mod 1 test, because doing big tests like this is quite scary. But this one was the one that I was least nervous about, to be fair, because it is just slow manoeuvres and stuff like that, just to make sure that you can control your bike when it comes to situations like that. And then after that test you go on to do your Mod 2, which is all like the road stuff, and I'll go through that in another video. So yeah, let's get started. Right, so the first one we're going to do is we're going to do a slalom into a figure of 8, but because we have no cones, we're just going to use imaginary cones and hope for the best, I guess. That's probably the best thing to do. So I'm just going to go a little bit further down, do a U-turn, which is something I'm going to go over as well. But what you're going to want to do is slowly slalom, slalom, bosh, bosh. It's going to be a little bit hard because there's dirt round here, and then back in, round again. I'm doing a terrible example of this, but it's because I've got no cones. I'm just going to use that as my excuse. Back round. I'm kind of just using these dirt patches as little sort of points. Back round, and you're just going to do that a few times. So it's fairly simple. You're just going to go in and out of cones really slow, really steady, and then you're going to go into the figure of 8. You're going to do, I'd say maybe 2 or 3 depending on what your instructor feels like. They'll just put their hand up like this and say yeah when you're ready to come back. It's a fairly simple manoeuvre, but some people do struggle with it a lot, so that's something that I personally had to practice quite a lot, because I did fairly bad at it, if I'm being completely honest. I really couldn't get the turnings right, but my instructor explained it all through perfectly fine, and then once they showed me what to do, I did it, and then we just practiced a little bit, and then I got it pretty much bang on. So that's one thing I would recommend before you do your test: get lessons, because you could go into it thinking, oh yeah, I'm sick at riding 125, it'll be fine. But when it comes to it, you've got a lot more power in a bike like this. Like, this is restricted, but I still found it a little bit strange moving up to obviously 47 horsepower from 12. So it's something definitely worth thinking about getting lessons, because that's something I did and it helped me out a lot. It gave me a big boost in confidence, and I did this. I watched videos, so this is my version of the videos that I've been watching, because it helped me a lot and I'm here to help you out a lot. So we're going to move into our sort of next thing once this car's gone, because there's a car there. Manoeuvre number 2 is a slow walking pace ride. So you're going to control your bike to go at a walking pace. So you're going to use this like when you're stuck in traffic or there's a slow moving traffic. This is when this will become useful. So I'll talk you through how to do it, I'll show you how to do it, and then hopefully you'll be able to do it yourself. So what I'm going to do, turn my bike on, turn around, and then I will sort of talk you through how to do it. So what you're going to want to do is a lot of acceleration, hold your clutch in and hold your back braking too, because then your brakes will be dragging, so you're going a lot slower, your clutch is in, so your bike's moving a lot slower. If you have a lot of throttle as well, it'll just help you move so much easier, and you'll have a little bit more control over your bike when it's moving at that like sort of pace. So that again is another simple one that you can do. Hold your clutch in, let it out just a little bit, just have your foot resting on your back brake, and then be happy with the throttle. Do like, obviously don't go full throttle, but just have like a fair decent amount of throttle, and then your bike will just steadily move along at 3-4 miles an hour and you're done. Manoeuvre number, I can't do it with these gloves on, 3. Manoeuvre number 3. What you're going to want to do, well, this one is a U-turn. So you're going to ride along a set of cones, do a U-turn and go back into a parking spot. So I'm going to show you how to do it and all that sort of juicy stuff. So when you're doing your U-turn, you want to ride a little bit really slowly, do your head check, carry on riding, do your head check again, and then turn. So this is essential that you do your lifesaver, because your instructor will obviously see that you've not done it, and if you've ridden too far before you've done your first like lifesaver check, then they'll deem it unsafe to carry on doing your U-turn. So you need to make sure you're doing your head checks. So what I'll do is I'll ride down there, I'll show you how to do it. Hopefully you can see me on this camera just doing my head checks and then turning. So right, let me go right down there and I will show you what I am doing. Right, so you want to ride fairly slowly, do your head check again, and turn. It's as simple as that. And then you're going to come to a stop just like so, and then bosh. So it's really simple. You just got to make sure you do your head checks, because that's one thing I always tend to forget, was my head checks. And forgetting your head checks is not a good thing to do. Oh, I'm in neutral, no wonder it's not moving. So yeah, just make sure you do your head checks, yeah? But that one is pretty simple. You just got to be in control of your clutch, your accelerator, all that sort of stuff, and just make sure you're turning correctly, and then you should be all good. I will pull up a diagram like sort of towards the end of the video and just talk you through like all the little steps and how it's going to be laid out, because I'm all well and good showing you now, but when you get to it you're going to be like, this is completely different, what do I do, blah blah blah. So I'm going to show you a diagram towards the end of just what you're going to be doing. Manoeuvre number 4. So this one is cornering into a controlled stop. So as I was talking about earlier, you're going to do a controlled stop into 4 cones. So what you're going to do is you're going to ride round, come along and go into a controlled stop. So what I'm going to do I'm going to go down there, come back round and do a controlled stop just around there. It's fairly simple, just like the rest of it. You just got to make sure that your wheels are in, your front wheel is somewhere in them 4 cones. So there's two little water bottles, you'll see them as I'm coming back round anyway. But I'm going to use them as my cones and I'll show you exactly what to do. I don't know if you can see, but them 2 bottles there, that's what I'm stopping in. So I don't know how we're going to corner. We're not going to be able to corner, but you come round a corner. I'm going to go fairly to the end because you've got to reach a considerable speed. So we're going to get up to around gear 3. 1, 2, 3, and then you're just going to come to a controlled stop, just like so. But you need to be at like around 30 mile an hour, between 25 and 30 I think it is. And then you just come to your controlled stop, which is a fairly simple thing to do. Right, so number 5, the penultimate manoeuvre is cornering into an emergency stop. And when it comes to the emergency stop, I'm shocking at it. I really just could not get the hang of it. So please take this emergency stop with a pinch of salt, because I'm not great at them. So I'm going to try my best. I'm going to basically show you what to do, but mine's probably not going to be brilliant. I'm just going to keep that in mind when you're watching this, that this emergency stop is probably not going to be brilliant. Right, so here it goes, I guess. I'm not going to go as fast as what you meant to. You meant to go to like 35 mile an hour, but you're going to front brake, clutch, front brake, back brake, clutch, or back brake, front brake, clutch. No, front brake, back brake, and then pull your clutch in just as you come into stop. Head check. Don't forget your head checks when you're setting off as well. That's one thing that I've failed to mention in this video when it comes to doing the setting off from your stop. So once you've stopped and the guy says yep, you're good, go back to the spot, do your head checks, and then you can go. So if I'm being honest, that weren't a terrible emergency stop, to be fair. So the final manoeuvre that you're going to be doing is cornering into an avoidance. So you're going to go around the corner, you're going to go straight, you're going to go round the cone, back in, and stop in between them 4 cones again, and that's basically it. It's another, all these are like fairly simple. The only tricky one that I thought really was the slalom to figure of 8, but I'm going to go down there, come back up here. I'm going to use one of the, I'm going to use this big bottle because I found a plastic bottle. I'm going to use these 2 as my avoidance sort of thing. So I'm going to put these bottles here. I'm going to ride up there all the way along, so like ride along here, go round, back in, and come to a stop just here. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do it here. The camera can see it a lot better here, and I'd rather do it there. So I'm going to come along, down here, all the way along, go round, back in, and come to a stop right in front of the camera. So hopefully you'll be able to like get an understanding of what I'm doing. All of these as well are from a corner, so you're going round a corner and then into it. But I haven't got a corner that I can go around, so it's just gonna have to be from a straight, but I'm sure we can all imagine that I'm coming from around a corner. Again, it's another one that you have to come round at like 30 mile an hour ish, something like that. So what you're going to want to do is you're coming round your corner. I can't see my bloody bottles. So you're coming round your corner, boom, and then you're going to avoid and then come to a stop, just like so. Shoulder check, and then you're going to, at that point, you're going to ride back through to the main car park of where you're doing your mod 1. You're going to park up, go inside, and hopefully hear the good news. So good luck on your mod 1 test. I hope you pass it, and I'll see you in the next video for the mod 2, because I'm going to go through the mod 2 test as well. If you enjoyed today's video, hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you in the next video. Right, so I was just editing the video now, and I've gone through and seen that I didn't put the whole diagram thing on. So you're going to start off by choosing the left or right parking spot. I chose the right one because for me it was just easier to go into the slalom, but you can choose whichever one you want. Then you're going to go through into your slalom, do your figure of 8, and number 4 is where you do your slow ride down, so you control it like walking pace, like 2-3 mile an hour. And then you go into your U-turn, so you pull up here, do a U-turn, and then ride up here, go around to do your controlled stop in between the cones. I think it's like down here. And then you move back round again, do your emergency stop, and then you go back round again and you do your hazard avoidance. So it's all fairly simple here. The speeds are here, so I was saying around 30 mile an hour, but so your controlled stop is, I think, 30 mile an hour, emergency stop 32 mile an hour. So that's everything that you really need to know. That's what it's going to look like. It's fairly simple, to be honest. So